I think hopefully with her here in regular work and under my supervision all the time and et cetera, she's going to start to really become a real grown-up horse like she should be, right? Because she's a grown-up now. So part of that is going to be wanting you to have a consistent routine when you're on her as well. Yeah. So starting right from the warm-up. So I know you've been on and walking and showed her around the place, so that's a really good start. So normally what I say, and you may end up warming up longer than this, but for most of my people what I have them do if they're having a lesson is to be on 15 to 20 minutes early, and then do at least 10 minutes of walking, and then start with, basically at the beginning you're kind of trying to do two things. You're making sure your horse is relaxed for the ride to come, right? And then you're making sure that they are attentive and obedient. Right. Okay? So not off to another world. Right. Okay. So she could be relaxed as anything and you go to ask her to trot and she's like, no, right? Well, that's not a good warm-up either, right? So you need to kind of have both parts. So I'm a huge fan of just basic, simple dressage exercises when you start. Lots of circles, lots of serpentines. When I ride on my own, you know, it's a flexible but very simple warm-up. Because basically, again, all you're testing is relaxation and obedience. Yeah. And then as you start to get their bodies warmed up, you can start to ask them to do harder and harder things. But essentially at the beginning, all you're asking for is to have them in a good rhythm. Does she bend right? Does she bend left? Will she speed up? Will she slow down? Right. Because that's essentially all you need to do when you're jumping big jumps. It's just the level of difficulty gets you know, bigger and bigger the higher you go. Did you get to watch any of the Olympics?
No, I haven't.
No? Yeah. Okay. In one of the competitions there was like this total right angle bend into a combination, and it was vertical in, oxer out. The oxer out was super wide, and because they only had like 2 strides to get straight to the big vertical, almost all the horses knocked down the oxer coming out because they didn't have enough pushing power because they had lost some of it through the turn. And in that one, I didn't actually see his round, but the announcer was saying that Nick Skelton was the only one who made it look easy. Like he just kind of breezed through the turn and jumped them both, and then everyone else was like kicking across the oxer, and yeah, so really amazing horses and riders to watch when you can. Okay, so we're gonna kind of start today like you've been on walking for 10 minutes and we're starting our warm-up. Okay, so what I want you to start out with is working trot, and we're just doing circles and serpentines and does she bend left, does she bend right. Okay, because she's not totally trained up to the point where we want her to be, she's not necessarily going to be on the bit and doing these things, but what we want to see is that obedient reaction that when you say can you bend left, she gives you something, right? It doesn't need to be perfectly round and through her whole body, but we need to at least see that she's tuned in, not leaning on your inside leg, and that she's looking through the direction you're asking her to look. What was that?
And this is at a trot?
At trot, yeah. And we always warm up and cool down in the rising trot. And the reason for that is it's just a little bit less impact on their back. So when they're warming up, it helps them get those muscles stretching out. And then when they're cooling down, again, it's just a little bit less pressure on their back. Your weight, of course, is still up there, but you don't have your seat sort of pushing into her back. So can you feel there, Ren, how every so often she kind of hesitates like she's going to walk? Yeah. So this is where she's not quite in front of your leg yet. And what we mean by in front of your leg is 1, she reacts to your leg, and 2, she keeps doing that thing until you tell her to do something different. So that if you're trotting along, she doesn't start to go slower and slower, right? Because that's her getting behind your leg, behind thinking forward, instead of sort of looking ahead and trotting forward like she ought to be. Good, so now turn right. And do a right rein circle where you can. And sit twice. Remember, every time you make a turn, you need to sit twice before the turn begins to start to set up the bend. So here she should be looking just a little bit to the right. So press in with your right leg, pushing her belly out. Turn your right toe out a little bit. Inside toe out, push her belly out. And stay on a right hand circle until we get a little better shape here. So check in that you can just see her inside eye and inside nostril. You actually might need to lengthen or loosen your outside rein a little bit. Right, you've got to give her space to bend to the inside. So she's still there, there, there. Keep it, right leg. That's it, Ren. More bend. Feel how she took it away there. Good, and then push her belly out. Yes, good girl. Now turn left. Sit twice. Left bend and circle. Good, 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 good. Make sure she's not slowing down, no hesitation, right? Once you set the rhythm, she should be in that rhythm. Tick-tock, each step, like a metronome. Good. So now from the end of the ring here, now refresh my memory, do you know about serpentines, how to do 3 and 4 loop serpentines?
I know a serpentine, but...
Yeah. So if you do 3 loops, you're going to come twice through the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like cutting a piece of cake, right? If you have this log of cake, you want 3 pieces, you cut twice, you end up with 3.
Yeah.
Same thing for your serpentine. So we're going to do 4 loop serpentines. So it's 3 times through the middle. So the first time would be here. 1, 2, kind of right in the center.
Between those jumps
3, 4 ends up down on that wall.
Okay.
Okay, and that way when you keep doing 4 loops, you're always ending up on the opposite direction to which you started. So it's a really good way to change direction because you're ending up changing direction, but in between you get to practice all those bending moments.
Right, okay.
Okay, so start on the left, and every time you get to the center, you'll count. So here's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 will be against that wall.
Right.
Okay. And that whole time, you're making sure that you've got rhythm and you've got that bend happening to whichever direction you're heading. Yeah, just keep looking right. Little vibration through the right rein. Ask her to look to the right. She's looking left. Ask her to look right. Right, right, right. There you go. Good. Good timing with your posting diagonal change, Ren. So again, you want her body to match where you're going. That's okay, look right, keep posting. Hey Mark. Circle, right bend. Allow your outside rein a little bit so she can look to the inside. That's it, good Ren. And then from that wall, 4 loops back to this wall. Steady. Keep your leg on and make sure when she gets hot that you don't start taking your legs away, okay? Your legs can be light, but they need to be there all the time so that when you go to use them, it's not a surprise. And this is true of mares more than most geldings. That's right. Sometimes they train us to ride with our legs off, but then we go to do something and then they're offended that we used our leg, right? Good. So now you're going to do your 4-loop serpentine again, but this time a walk transition across each center line. Now check in that she's looking to the direction she's going. Make sure you've got bend in both elbows. Your legs are pushing her through to where you want her to go. Yes, good there. Good. Looking ahead of yourself, Ren. Feel what's happening underneath you. Right leg starts the right bend. Feel your posting out. And then one more, 4 loops. Transition walk across each center line. Now circle there because you've lost the bend, right? She needs to be looking to the inside of where she's going. There you go. And that's a good rule of thumb anytime you do a circle or a serpentine. If your horse looks the wrong way, you need to circle and confirm the correct way. That's right. So now keep that bend. Plan your serpentine loop out, but keep her looking right until you get just before the center line, right? Then you've got a moment where she should be absolutely straight before you set the left bend. Straight and left bend away. Good. Good opening rein there when she lost her shoulder. Push forward a little. Nice walk transition, right bend, check in with her. Is she looking where she's going? Do you feel that you're posting with her outside leg? Good correction run. Now you're gonna come quarter line towards me in working trot. And a leg yield over to the wall. So again, a basic test. Does she yield away from single leg pressure? Keep that bend in your right elbow. Keep her neck really straight. Little more push here, a little more working trot run. So the leg yield itself wasn't bad, but she got too much inside bend, right? Look for your quarter line. Let's do that again. Straight neck. Keep a feel in the outside rein. And send her over to the wall. This is much better. Much, much better. Wonderful. Okay, let's give her a little walk break. Perfect.
You have to have a powered drop to proper use leg or a powered walk again.
Sorry, did you say you need to have some power in the trot to do that?
Yeah, to do it proper without bulging.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like with anything with horses, usually when they're slow or when you don't have that impulsion, right? A good word for power with horses is impulsion. Yeah. Impulsion is pushing, right? Yeah. So when you lose the push, when they're not pushing very well, they start to get like this, right? You want her to be a little bit like a really good cross-country skier, right? Like she should be straight. She should be straight, her joints should be bent, and she should be pushing on both sides, right? And just like a cross-country skier, then you get the parallel, like the energy is coming through both sides going the same direction. You don't lose a shoulder or a hip over here. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Good. One of the best little articles I read, this is many years ago, when I was eventing more, was about riding up the center line in your dressage tests, right? So everyone tries to do a perfect center line. You want to get a good mark on your center line, and you're coming and you're riding to the judge, and you've got to halt on a straight line, right? And of course, the judge is facing you head on, so any wiggles they see. Yeah. And this article just said, you know, the biggest trick for riding a good center line is to ride forward up your center line, because people try to make it too perfect, and then they fiddle around, and then the horse is all over the place, right? But if you get that forward push, they're going to travel straighter already just by the fact that they've got impulsion coming from both hind legs. Yeah. Okay, so we've done some warm-up bending exercises, right? So you set your good trot. Now you've got her bending most of the time. Yeah. Okay? Especially to the right, sometimes she's like, nah, I don't think so. And you've got to kind of work that through a little bit harder. Okay, but you've got your good trot, you've got your bend happening most of the time. You tested her off your left leg. So now let's go ahead and test her off your right leg. So we'll just go on the right rein and do a couple leg yields, quarter line to wall. Now, which way is she looking? There we go. There we go. Good run. So in a leg yield, we want her to be absolutely straight in her body, right? She should stay parallel to the wall. Parallel to the long side. Now circle there, because she lost the shape, right? She started to look to the left again. Good. Straight on your center line, or sorry, quarter line. Make sure her ears are directly in front of you. Ears right in front of you. And over. So let's do one more run, and this time you can be a little stricter with your right leg, getting harder on her. She needs to, yes, be going forward, but also be crossing her legs over and stepping across to the wall. That's right. Yeah, stroke her neck and let her walk. And, you know, the best reward for these horses is a short walk break, right? Like, they would much rather have that than be told they're good and have to keep working. So if she does something really good, you just want to say, good girl, and walk, and let her walk for a moment and catch her breath, and then go back to something different. And once you really get what you want, you move on to something else, right? Because they'll start to either anticipate the exercise and get ahead of themselves, or they'll start to get frustrated with the exercise if you do it too many times. So once we have that layer where the horse is in a working trot and we're getting some good bending, then we start to add in transitions. And at the start of the ride, I like to do some downward transitions to begin with, because that's a good obedience test to do like some trot walk or trot halt. And then from there, we usually get into the canter work. And it depends on your horse. If you have a lazier horse, you might get into the canter work earlier to wake them up a little. If you have a horse that tends to get too wound up, you might do more trot walk and calming things before you introduce the canter. Okay, so we already did some trot walks on your serpentines, but let's just add in some pole exercises here. And she can probably use another minute here. Just give me 1 sec, I'll set this all up. what would we call it? Let's call it a loop exercise. So you're gonna trot in over your first set of trot poles, then right about here maybe walk. You're gonna walk yourself into line with that set of trot poles, and then trot. And then same thing, you're gonna trot over this set, walk through the middle of your turn, and then trot over that set. Okay. So this is, again, downward transition, obedience, and bending, because we're doing it on a loop. So she should be looking where she's going. And because we've got them on both sides, one side's testing the left bend and one side's testing the right bend. So here in your setup, she should be bending right through the corner, right? Her body needs to match where she's going. Getting straight before and over the poles. Good. Nice. Look, wait till you line up. And trot on. Now think about right bend here. And because our ring doesn't really have short sides, it doesn't really have square short sides, it has round short sides, you can actually keep the bend on the short side there. Right? Because we don't have any corners, they're kind of round. Yeah, good. Good. Looking up. Get ready for your right leg to ride her into the turn. She should be looking slightly right. Now this time, Ren, hold your trot a little bit longer and let's make the walk happen for just a few steps in the middle of the exercise. Hi, Yarko. What have you been doing all day? Keep looking, keep looking. Your eyes need to be farther ahead of yourself there. Okay, one more time. I want you to ride a little more ahead so you're feeling and riding what's happening in the moment, but you're also planning for what's coming up. That's going to become very important once we're cantering and jumping and turning. Make sure you get a right bend, right leg, right shape. Super, good run. Straight. Much better. Now this time after the pole, pick up your canter. And use half the ring and do a big, big circle. So trot again. Did you feel where she looked when you asked for the canter?
Oh, right.
Okay, because into the canter she was like this. Okay, much better. Trot again. We're going to do one more. So that time she was absolutely straight, but she was straight on, her body was straight and she was on a curved line. So now you need to make her body curved to match the curved line. You need a little more bend still. Little more right bend. Okay, so there's the outside lead. I'm surprised she hasn't picked up before, because she's kind of been in that positioning. So trot, circle, bend right, increase right leg, right bend. She thinks it's dinner time here. Increase right bend. Take your left hand a little away from her neck. Keep right bend. A little more push here. Come on, fire her up. She's not done. Yep, and canter. Good. So she's very food motivated, right? Very easily distracted by the food wagon driving by there. Trot. Keep right bend, keep push, keep impulsion. Push the circle out a little bit. Make sure when you're bending her that she's not turning in, right? She's got to stay on the same circle and curve her body. Make your circle bigger till you touch the wall. Come on, push, push, push. Let's go, let's go. Real trot and canter. Super run. Good, lovely. Ride through. Good, now use half the ring. Good shape here and good smooth contact. Lovely. So the bend here so far in this canter is nicer than you've had in the trot. This is very promising. It's going, again, as I said, it's going to be so important once we start jumping and turning that she's looking ahead and figuring out her routes. Good. Forward to trot. Yes, good man. Okay, let her have a little walk break. Nice canter to trot as well, Ren. Good. She's got a whole fan club already. Everyone agrees she's pretty cute.
Yeah, that's on the, they're walking by. No, you got your horse here, so cute.
Yeah. Yeah, Darlene likes them fat, so she liked her right away. But she's such a nice round shape, you know, with her big neck and everything. Everyone picked up on that right away.
So you think maybe a month before that grass belly goes away?
Yeah, probably, I would say 6 weeks probably. Yeah. Here, so the left canter should be a little bit easier to set up because she's been giving you that left bend more consistently. But again, if there's any little bobbles or miscues in the canter, we'll just kind of keep doing it until you get it just right. And then go to your big circle, like to your half ring big circle. Okay, so let's go working trot to canter down here on about a 15 or 20 meter circle to start with. So first you're setting the working trot, feel out your posting diagonal, and then make sure she's looking where you want her to be looking. That's right. Now let's just trot again. Keep your hands up a little, work your fingers. Yes, good. Now keep the shape around the left leg. Good correction. This time when you ask for the canter, try not to push your leg forward at all, okay? So inside leg is gonna stay put, outside leg slips back a little bit, and then both squish her to canter. That's better. Why'd you make a face? So So the last time, Ren, that inside leg had gotten too far forward, so it was completely on the girth, which is partly why she didn't respond to it. Okay, so just do that one more time to confirm what you just did was right. Keep your chest up. Working trot. No lazy steps. And back to trot. Be careful that you're not dropping your hand down, right? We want to get the bend from the leg up through your hand. And the last thing you want to do is this, where you're going to actually bring the weight of her shoulder down and into your circle, right? So carry your hands up over her shoulder blades and then make the shape you want from the leg. Yes, beautiful, good for you. Really good for you. Okay, so big circle now through the middle of the ring. Little bit of left flexion. So a couple times there, Ren, I'm seeing this kind of thing. Right? Need to get away from that. That's a little bit of a cheat. Keep your hands up over her shoulders. Turn your chest a little bit, like open your chest to the turn and steer with your legs. There, there, there. Inside hand up. Now smaller circle. Loosen her around the left leg. That's right. Good girl. And forward to trot. Yes, excellent. Excellent, and walk. Good, okay, we'll let her catch her breath a moment. Wonderful. Yeah. Oh, I meant to say when I rode her the other day, what a big difference I felt too, like, yeah. And I forgot how, well actually I didn't really feel, at Twin Rivers I didn't feel how smooth her canter was because she was like all disorganized. But now she's a little bit more organized. She's so smooth. Okay, Ren, we're just gonna finish with one canter exercise, canter pole exercise. I want you to do the left and you're just gonna canter that. So you're on like a big circle, you're gonna canter over the gray and white pole to that one there, so it'll be a little bit of an egg. Okay, and then go down the long side and then this pole to that pole. So it's a little bit of a tighter bending turn. We'll do that on the left ones here. Just get after her a bit there, Amanda. Don't let her take you for a ride here. Little spank behind your leg. Good, go, 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 go. Don't put up with it. She's not spooky, so she's just having you on. So you'll have to put her back to work here after her break run. She looks a little wishy-washy so far there. Stronger trot. That's it. And then clean to canter, both legs. Good, super. Okay, good decision. Keep that inside hand up. And then as smooth as you can, have your eyes ahead and just ride middle to middle. Keep the leg. So just try those again. Ren, if she does go disunited, try to keep her cantering. It's kind of her problem at that point.
Now, before you touch the rein, start tightening your core and your hips so you know the flexion comes 3, 4, 5 strides, depending on what the horse needs. Now, set it back and collect. In contact.
Now be firm about keeping her energized. Rhythm and straightness. Look, hand up, inside hand up. Good. Now you can simple change. Canter. And canter the long side. And then you've got the second line of pulls here, the turning, bending line.
Does that make sense? It's invisible. Because you know when you sit on spin.
Look for the first one. Straight. Now ask her to look a little bit to the inside. Turn, 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 turn. Good, and praise her because she fixed her lead over the pole there. Super, Ren. Okay, nice pat for her. And let's do that once off the right. Same thing, start at this end where it's a little bit easier. So you'll start on the brown pole now, around. That's coming, Amanda. Can't be too tough on her at the beginning, okay? You need to set the tone that you're gonna back it up for the whole ride. Because she's a big time opportunist. So ask for a stronger trot, Amanda. Feel your posting there, Ren. Make sure she's looking right. Remember, this is the side where she likes to be counter flexed. Push her belly out. Bring her neck around to the right. That's it. Okay, try again. Was very close. It was the right idea. We got to get the forward push here again. Nice. Look, turn your shoulders, hands up, hands up. It's okay, simple change. One more time, Ren. You need to stay a little smoother with your arm there, okay? Make sure she's looking right. So Amanda, I would do some trot, halt, trot, or trot, walk, trot, and try to sharpen her up a bit. Hands forward. Go, 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 go. That's right. Keep your inside hand lifted up. Get the forward first. Sit the trot. Push, 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 push. Yes, and canter. Good, Ren. Go with it. Good. Give her a pat. Right, she got a little bit of attitude there and then she thought about it. She made a good decision, so you want to reward that. Nice, now stay smooth, look. Good ride, Ren. Simple change. Continue down the long side. Good, praise her, right? She's getting a little tired and just a little bit crabby, but she did a good job there. Finishing on your final circle here. Good for you. Just gonna turn in front of you there, Amanda. Keep going, look, turn, look, turn. Good, well done. Okay, praise her. And she can walk and be done. Hard-working girl.